Everyone, and welcome to this week's Spelling Splash. Now, you might have noticed somebody who's joined me today because Trixie and I and all the Year 1 teachers have been looking through your writing books. And we've noticed that Trixie has got 1, 2, 3 words that we keep getting tricked on. So I thought today we could have a look back at those 3 words that we've already practiced and have another go, so that when we write in sentences, these words won't be tricky to spell. So let's see if we can make Trixie really mad and spell them brilliantly together. Let's have a look at those 3 words. The first word we're going to look at is was. Was. Brilliant. And I might use that by saying it was raining yesterday. It was raining yesterday. Now, my next word we're going to have a look at is there. My turn, your turn. There. There. Brilliant. And we might use that if we were to say the playground is over there. So let's have a look at that final word. My turn, your turn. Are. Are. And we've been using the word are lots and lots in our literacy lessons at the moment when we've been talking about the rainforest. So we might use this word if we were making the sentence, there are lots of trees being chopped down. So we've got are, there, and was. And we're going to have a look back at those silly sentences that we made up in lots of the different Spelling Splash videos we've done to remind ourselves of the silly phrase, and then we'll have a go at doing an activity together. So let's see if I can share my screen and we can have a look at our first word, which is there. And if you have a little look at the bottom, I've got my hen back and he's got lots of tiny eggs and they're rolling around everywhere. So let's have a little look at my funny sentence. I've got tiny hen eggs roll everywhere. So I've got my t for tiny, for hen, e for eggs, for roll, and e for everywhere. Tiny hen eggs roll everywhere. So we've got to remember there are 5 letters in the word there. Now let's have a look at our next one. Was. Do you remember we had those 2 animals that are very good friends? But they're quite strange animals to be friends together. We've got whales and snails. So we've got to remember that the word was has a w for whales, a for and s for snails. Whales and snails. So we can't get tricked out because it sounds w-o-s. Like we should have a o in there. So we've got to remember it's the a, whales and snails. And the last one is a really tricky one because it sounds a bit like start the car. But we've got 3 letters in this word. So we've got to remember ants, race, elephants. Have a little look down here with my picture. We've got an ant, an elephant, and they're having a race to the finish line. So we've got the silly sentence, ants, race, elephants, ants, race, elephants. So what we're going to do is you are going to help me because I have written a sentence and I want you to check that I have spelt some of our Spelling Spotlight words correctly and the tricky words correctly. So if you need to go and get a piece of paper, if you need to go and get a whiteboard pen or maybe your whiteboard, I want to see if I can get your brain switched on by finding some of the words that I might have spelt a little bit wrong in my sentence and I need your help to correct them. So if you need to pause the video here to go and get something to write with, pause it now and come back when you're ready. Okay, so I am going to come back to the screen and I have written a sentence. Now remember, we're looking at these words again because when we write them in sentences, sometimes our spelling is a little bit wrong and we've got to remember not to get tricked out. So, okay, are you ready to see my sentence? Let's have a look at my sentence first. It says, there are lots of animals living in trees. Oh, I like my spelling spotlight there. Trees. Now, year one, I've written my sentence, but I'm not too sure that I've remembered Trixie's tricky words. Can you have a little look? And on your whiteboards, can you see if you can write down the spellings that I've got a little bit wrong and I might need to correct? I'll read it again. There are lots of animals living in trees. Oh, can you see it? I think I've spotted it now. I've got 2 tricky words in there. Can you have a go at writing them correctly on your whiteboards? Let's have a little look. I think I've spotted 2. I'm going to underline them. Have you spotted the same 2 as me? Uh-oh, I've used my Fred Fingers year one. I've used air, as in that's not fair, and start the car. Have a go at correcting what they should look like. Oh, Miss Close, you've got to remember, tricky words when you're writing a sentence, we can't sound out. Let me have another go. There. Tiny hen eggs roll everywhere. There are, what was are? Ants race elephants. So can you have a go on your whiteboard at checking the word there and checking the word are? See if you can show me your best spellings of those words in 3, 2, 1. What do you think now? There are lots of animals living in trees. Phew, thank you very much for your help. It gets tricky when I'm trying to write a whole sentence. I had to remember how to spell animals. That's been one of our spelling spotlight words. I had to remember how to spell trees. But I also need to make sure those tricky red words are spelt right as well. Now, before I set you a challenge of writing your own sentences this week, I'm going to share my screen with you one more time and see if you can do a little activity before we go. So, on my next screen, I have hidden the word there, was, and are. And I want to see, can you spot those 3 words in my word search? I've written there 2 times, so you might be able to find 2 of them. I've written are 2 times as well. And I've also written the word was 2 times. There's 6 words to try and find in my word search. So if you want to pause the video here and have a little look for those words, pause it now and come back when you think you've spotted as many as you can. Okay, are you ready? Let's have a little look to see where I hid those 3 tricky words. There they are. I've got there going along the top, tiny hen eggs roll everywhere, and it's also hidden down the side. So well done if you found both. I've also got whales and snails was going across my screen and sneaking down over this side as well. And I've got ants race elephants are, and I also hid it in the corner over there. So well done if you spotted at least 3, but if you found all 6, really, really well done. So that's another activity that you guys could do at home this week. You can make up your own word search and have a go at hiding those 3 spellings and then seeing if a grown-up or maybe one of your brothers or sisters or cousins could find those words that you've hidden. Now, as always, we are going to see if we can practice those spellings in school this week. But on Friday, the 28th of May, we're going to see if we can write these words in a little spelling test. And this week, we're going to write them in sentences. So just like I had a go at doing, your teachers will read out a sentence with those words in, and we've got to try and remember to spell that word when it's in a sentence. So have a little practice at home, and we look forward to sharing those spellings with you next week. And on Friday, the 28th, we will have a go at spelling them in our sentences for our Spelling Splash. So thank you very much for watching. Enjoy practicing those spellings, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.